Hello everybody. Today I'll be working on building and giving my first thoughts and reviews about the Primochill Praxis Wetbench Complete Edition. I actually bought this thing probably, it should have been delivered back in June, so I've had it for about 6 months now. I just never got around to building it as I haven't had a need for it. But now I'll be building a new home theater PC, so I won't be needing the 2 computers I have at home. So I'll be taking some parts out of each one of those, putting some into the new home theater PC and taking the rest and putting them on this thing. So let's get to it. Hello everybody, I am back. I have completed building my Wetbench here. As you can see, I went with the slanted version. I could have gone with the flat version if I wanted to. I bought the full version, so there's just different brackets to build it for the flat version. I don't have any hardware in here yet, as I am going to be taking apart both of the computers I currently have at home and putting some parts into the new home theater build and putting the rest of the parts in here. When I bring those computers in, you'll see why some will be going into a small form factor and others will be staying here for the Wetbench. Now you have multiple different standoffs for your different variations of sizes of motherboards on the front here. I sized mine up for ATX, as that is what I will be putting on here. I left this a little loose so that I can adjust it as needed when I install my graphics card. On the back here you have a radiator mounting area, and for size reference, I had a 240 rad just laying around here. They say in the manual on the inside you can put up to a 280 in here, which, as you can see, the 240 fits well with plenty of room, and the outer holes are obviously for the 140 millimeter fitments. And they say on the outside, mounting up to a 480, as the only 480 I have is currently being used. I had a 360 laying around, and the holes line up, most of them, on the outside of here. I would assume that you just only have to screw in the middle ones, as there's no extensions for this. Packaging of this was very nice, lots of foam, and it was very self-explanatory. The directions for building it, they have all these things labeled, part C1832, whatever you might need in here, they have it. They also gave me hard drive and solid state drive mounts, which I may or may not use. I am going to keep them just in case, because I never know. And I will be testing these out later. These are supposed to be for mounting a fan. Connect this to this, and then you put a fan on this to blow down onto the motherboard, as this is not a case. There's no place to have a fan on here. It's a Wetbench. It's made to have a pump, reservoir, your radiator hooked up, water block, all that. Or it can be air cooled, as it's open air. You got no case restrictions. So either or on that. I did like the building process of it. For instance, putting this radiator bracket on was very easy. All you had to do was start the screws into the spots and slide this on over it, and it latches in, and then you tighten them screws over this. It doesn't seem real secure, but again, I don't have any hardware in here. Adding a power supply, that's a good couple pounds right there. Motherboard, graphics card, and once you add your radiator, fans, reservoir, and of course your liquid, and I mean, you probably add a good 10-15 pounds easy, just with all the components and everything in there. I guarantee I put some pressure on here, the thing doesn't move. The table's moving, but this isn't moving. So I guarantee you, once I put some actual weight in here, this thing ain't going nowhere. Alrighty, that is my first thoughts and unboxing of the Primochill Praxis wet bench.